initiation of No Earth, and I think it's a huge advantage for No Earth.
You can't underestimate the power of Sunstrike, though. Sunstrike going to disrupt, Sunstrike net, Sunstrike with Clockwork Cogs, all going to be fairly useful. But can they actually kill? Would they be reacting to Banner, and will they be ganking efficiently and well, and they're preventing from Naga, or are they going to give up too much in the early game, and is Naga going to be a knock factor? That is is very Naga.
Home blows. We'll see. The link is going to shape up as we're into our second game here from the main studio of the NA Coverage Hub, presented by Monster. And we're taking a look at lineups beginning with CNB. We've got Ned playing on our keeper. I'm going to have Tavo handling the Invoker. Going to be the Naga Siren played by 4DR. Bago playing our Shadow Demon with Clockwork by King. The upside of it, we got King Ari. We got Banner running Goody on Bricks. Anticipated on TA in middle on the Marana. With half one, I guess that's his name. We'll go with that. Yep. Eggroll on the Timbersaw, of course, Nave playing on our Lion.
So Relic is Imps as the RTZ Slayer. Beating him one-on-one mid-tournament matchup. He first Quap in. He's a little bit angry. He said, "Grass, you can buy more talents," and that will probably go on for a long time. And already taking some like from Ned with the Geomate 4 players on the key Lion and some Cogs being Relic. Definitely not in free heaven. And we already see smoke coming up from Goody and Naval. Uh-oh.
Oh, this is horrible for him. Runs right uphill to it. And there's going to be a clap ball if they have the right click to finish him off. And one or two more. Vision. Here comes Bricks trying to help that. He's going to be tardy to the party, and 40R dodges a bullet. And not sure if it's low reaction.
Slow reaction.
That should have been fairly.
Nate is by far the weak there. A lot of just like, I mean, what are you doing, man? He has burst 2 on Lion. Should be an easy kill, but a big kill.
As it remains, 2 minutes first blood on the board. Early CS, you can see the TA beating up on Nog 8-3, and that's usually indicative of a very, very big problem because TA, like you said, done most matchups. You can kind of get in her face a little bit, kind of see some for the first few minutes. As she gains level, it just becomes more and more painful, and it gets to a point where you really just can sit in front of her, especially if she's microed well these side blades and damage. It's just so hard to even keep on your region. Something like that.
They want to get in bottom lane. They drop another ward. Very smart reward from CNB right here to spawn and gain on the room. So,
tower is under attack.
That's cool. And it'll also shut down Goody Farm since they are doing an aggro try. Some sort.
They continue to stay. Look like 2 dedicated die of tower. Up top, we can see that right now, tucked up under the tower is Relic. He's doing okay self. His CS is hanging. I mean, he's 7, that was on par with Ned, but you can see King RD chasing down and giving what for. He's actually got him below half health.
Relic's out of regen, so he needs to be able to ferry him some stuff. He has 750 gold, and looks like not Allegiance will out. Goody and Nave.
Stump there. And right now, Goody and Nave, as you said, they failing on that gank and mid, that's dramatic in and of itself. But now they're spending a lot of time roaming around and getting very little to split between them, taking a couple of jungle camps. But whenever you just play kind of a roaming line at the chin and they're just moving, you have to get verifiable, tangible gains out of it. Otherwise, it's just a lot of lost time. And we can see Lion is level 2. This was back what you were talking about. Lion is hungry for levels, and right now he's not getting.
Run happy there, I suppose. Bricks is just absolutely dominating mid. H3 level 2 and can get a good option for the R. 21 CS on him, only 9 on Naga, so it's a little unfair for them. They're just gonna constantly pressure Naga, and CNB, they can't really do anything about it. Shadow Demon can't game by himself do anything. Damage, Coddle is very hard to stop the Shadow. And so, them moving the 2-2, yes, it's nice that they'll actually do decently in the lanes, but at the same time, they can't put any pressure.
Relic down very low in health. We saw him actually eat a little cost damage under his own tower. Got down to a little low, 1/4 of his own. Now visibility, and they picked up and activated the TA, so it looks like Bricks using the hate and the invis combination if they're able to punish them for it. However, the ward was down, so they spotted out.
But they're going to go on 4DR. They're already visit behind tower. Have a dark summon. Are any TPs? Here's the TP on Shadow Demon.
Here we go. They're going to make coming alongside there. The T's to coming in. Break out the hate and going to continue to pace out. the rest of the sports have broken off, and he's not going to put him up. So good reaction from CNB as once again the knock-on dodges bullet. Now, she is getting destroyed in terms of overall CS, running half of what TA has at 5 minutes in. But at least she's not done. And she is getting some level. She's about level 5 now, not too bad. And for NoES, you can see the Timbersaw sitting out there with them. The Invoker right in his face too. And Invoker sitting at 25 CS for himself. He's in great position. So all things considered, this is not going, I don't think, nearly as badly as perhaps it could have Sunstruck. A little bit of wishful thinking. Ooh, one more auto attack would have brought him home, but half-fried egg roll makes it back to safety.
Yeah, Baga on the bottom lane. Ooh, that's just on the edge of the D ward on bottom. So nice D ward by Baga.
And another pause as Ned needs to take a breather. If you're just tuning in, this is our second game of mainstream coverage. Myself, AC, joined by Merlini here on the NA Hub.
Sorry, phone. We're talking about TI qualifiers, yo. Come on, Ned. Get your shit together.
Sorry, door, man. Sorry, door.
Door? Okay, phone's like, I'll call you back.
If I'm in the TI qualifier, I am telling everyone I'm effectively dead for the next few days. Do not reach me. You will be met with very stern words. But, yeah, early on, we can see there is some good news out here. It's that Britt, as well as he's doing at 36 CS, he's pretty much the high point for what's going on with right now. The rest of the CS board is really favoring CNB, and a lot of this comes down to just how, how much roaming's been done by NoES. Nothing show for up 3 on Lion, so it's not the end of the world for him. But we'll take a look at his level just in a moment and figure out where he sits. Yeah, he's about level 3. That's what this is a big opportunity. And here we go. They're going to move on up. Down go Cogs. Goes there. Managed to catch King RD. There's the follow-up of that in the earth. Oh, Nave is up dead as well.
You walked in to the Cogs, got back in. Come on, Nave.
And what should have been a very well-executed gank turns instead into a 1-1 break even. If I'm mistaken, no actually managed to get one there.
Yes, they did.
Yep.
Good old Marana. So that'll help her gold. She's just not having constantly tanking level 2 illuminates and out of region yet again. Even with the battle in her inventory. And Templar Assassin, not quite sure what he's able to do. Midas, could Desert Rush, could be Blink Rush, could be Drums, no clue.
Really wouldn't mind a Blink. I think all enough initiation. I mean, they don't really need that inch. The phase loops up already, so I'll wait and see. The Evoker looking to be grabbing a Midas. He's got up his glove of haste with his own. Brown get good treads, but yeah, chances are we'll be seeing a Midas there.
If he's going to win this, they're going to win it with relatively late, and they can easily take it late with him. Exactly. Solution, so he should be for the lead.
Rest of the lane beginning to settle out a little bit. We're beginning to see Chen spend a little more time actually jumping at the moment, and they are probably going to be trying to prioritize getting Lion some levels very, very soon. He has picked up the chainmail yet, going Buckler on to mech, TP up, and yeah, and they've got some much needed time alone there in that lane. He's still short of level 4, but making up a bit of heart boost done on Timbersaw, so he's not in terrible shape. I mean, he's up against Invoker, and Invoker notoriously to deal with. In one line, sitting at once, running about half of what the Invoker has been able to produce so far. So, first 8 minutes in, you think this has gone okay for both teams, or do you think maybe one, just by virtue of their draft, maybe has an advantage with the start?
I think CNB is doing slightly better than I expected them to in the early game. Goody usually gets a couple kills, and he'll have one assist rather in 8 minutes. And half right egg roll, chasing down Baga. The Timbersaw pick, I don't know. I just don't really see. I think Nick's done a lot more about the bottom. Let's see.
TBs are coming. Going to be a disruption. Sunstrike will be on the mark. Going to turn this around to try to. Yes, kept him on ground. Half right egg roll in trouble. Pops the ulti, doesn't matter. Too late. As the flare was there to finish things out. That's a big turnaround for CNB. That looked like that was just going to be easy peasy. Instead, they flipped the script, make it 2-1.
Timbersaw did, I think, just by his the 1-3-1 build. Not as much burst, I feel like, but shoulder cooldown and actually it was invisible, but the back of that Bear should be able to take out a T1 tower, unless we'll see some sneaky play from Netting, channeling the Illuminate. Hit a couple of Chenry.
And nothing but, that's not going to be able to force this back. So he was a little out of position. If he had had his heal set in time to start spamming that out earlier before they really swarmed it, maybe they could have kept Tower is dropped by NoES, and 10 minutes in are coming up on it. We take a look at the goal graph, see how this laning phase has gone efficiency-wise. Yeah, we can see that's about what you would expect, I think, after the time. But there was a little bit of an efficiency lead already for NoES, which, again, isn't a surprise whenever you just look at how dominant the TA's been there. And now you're getting to see some catch-up as well coming out from some of their other heroes that were looking to fall behind. So they've transitioned fairly well, I think.
Yes, I think they also need to knock down. If they knock down a mid T1 and bottom T1, then they'll have a lot of room to kill Naga Siren and route their farm in the jungles. But if they don't and choose passively farm, I think that Naga will be much bigger than they would like to be. Naga Siren does. Oh.
Yep, there we go. Striker, not even needed. As NoES cleaning house, they end up dropping 1 for 1, but
not a great trade for them.
Yeah, you end up losing your Timber Saw in exchange for Shadow Demon, which isn't exactly what you want to be trading away at this point. Timber is so reliant on getting up, on staying on par with items and levels, so any amount of time he's off the board in exchange for a 5 support, certainly going to be
I still can't help but feel like Timber Saw was up this fast from them. It just, Cold Snap just destroys it. You can't chain away, and you're not going to get a BKB on him, not before any of the other items. And anyway, if you see a Smoke from Moody and Nate, they are level 5 and level 4 respectively, so no finger death for coming up for Luminous right now. Bricks with the minus 1100 gold. Oh, Kyle gonna TP by himself. He's in a little bit of trouble. He might get swarmed.
This is ballsy, and I don't think they saw him yet. He's gonna use the ulti. And he's going to try to fall back. Yep. Goody right there lying in wait. The ambush is on. Let's see.
Where's Nave? Oh my goodness, Nave. That was an easy kill. They're going to...
Yep. There's a defensive disruption. But there's personnel in range, and here comes the big swarm. It took a lot more effort than I think it really needed to. And as you said, looks like Nave is struggling. I'm not sure what you attribute that to, but he even kind of stuttered that
positioning.
Yeah.
Twice.
Tier 1 in mid. Going to end up dropping. You see not going quietly, at least early on. They give the last hit to the Invoker. There's going to be a haste ring picked up by the Mirana. Tower's still at half health at bottom. It doesn't look like they have any real interest in trying to challenge this, so Tower's beginning to drop on all sides. However, that is going to be the second Tier 1 down for CNB, as NoES only loses their Tier 1 mid. We are all knotted up at 3 KP. I think this is where NoES is likely to start showing us that gank potential, the roaming potential, the skirmish potential in the mid game that we talked about during the draft as they take up station. Next, and the follow-up's going to be there. Tipsaw coming through the Chakram mid-chain and secures themselves another easy kill.
Get Sunstruck though.
Let's see.
He's walking around a little bit. Sunstrike not invoked. Is he gonna go for it? I see him just standing there.
Nah, he's going to the house. We're gonna see Mirana off in mid. So they end up getting the Shadow Demon, but they give up just as much, if not more. And that Keeper of the Light's very low too, by the way. Just
double Midas. I don't know if you want to take it late versus Naga Siren. I mean, I can see CNB definitely want taking it late with a Naga, but Banner, the double Midas, I mean, they're gearing for the long term as opposed to getting getting an early Blink Dagger, an early Desolator to try and take out Roshan and seal the deal early. But then again, it is very, very difficult to push into an Invoker as well as a Keeper of the Light. So I can understand their positioning. It's just much safer to just try and out-farm them as opposed to go for a risky push mid and just completely blow the game wide open from a failed high ground. Early BD rush from Templar too.
Yep, Mech done on the Clockwork. And now, if this is the kind of game that NoES wants to play, I feel like that actually does favor CNB for all the reasons you just listed. I mean, a late game Naga is a late game Naga. She's always going to be a handful, but just being able to get up items like a Mech, like a Scepter on the Clockwork, completely changes the way the hero plays and makes him so impactful across the board. BKB, as you mentioned, going to be the pickup coming out for Brix's TA. And he's oh, hang on, there's our hook, as he's going to be able to refract away some of the damage. Help not on the way, and they should be able to get him here. No, there's the Hand of God and the Illuminate, finally. Enough to help clean that. So that's about as valuable a pick as they're going to be able to find on the map right now. And I feel like the door is wide open for CNB. If they can continue to play steady and just make sure they don't overextend, don't allow Banner to get that momentum that you oftentimes can when you have a Chin on the lineup, whenever you have so much initiation potential.
I agree. I think that they're getting a lot of a lot out of their early game, and I think that getting an early kill on TA is absolutely huge. The longer they can delay Roshan, the more time they can buy for Naga Siren, the better the game is going to be for them. 3,300 gold on Naga Siren, so Relic out in just 1 minute, and that courier actually died 2 minutes ago. Not exactly sure where that happened, but CNB has very good control like over this area of the map, and they can still farm their jungle relatively safely. Don't think there are any ancient or any neutral stacks at all. Those supports have been a little bit busy trying to protect their cores, but as it stands, Banner is just trying to outfarm. I don't know. I think if they really wanted to do so, they could have picked a harder farmer than Relic. Relic actually has not used Moonlight Shadow yet, not to my knowledge. And
yeah, he used it.
He used it once?
Yeah, he used it to try and save the Lion. The Lion was low, and he popped it a couple of times, actually, basically defensively. They haven't used it offensively. But speaking of offense, Ban Earth willing to take the fight to Roche, as they've got a trio of Centaurs to help tank the damage. Roche is down to about a quarter health, and it doesn't look like CNB is either aware or cares if they are aware, and this is going to be a free Aegis for them. And this is the kind of play I think we both expected coming in. You look at their lineup, it's just much better suited to try and hit that timing window between 15 and 30 as opposed to 30 to 45.
That's pretty much half the reason why you pick TA is to do Roshan.
Right.
And on Dire, it's just so easy. You're doing yourself a great disservice if you aren't doing it. So I think Banner, they know it, they capitalize on it, and they're still taking advantage of the window where Naga is still a little bit weak, but she's not going to be weak for that much longer. 4,300 gold in the bank, and the split push is going to be real and online in just a couple minutes, and they'll have Keeper Light recall too, so that makes BOTs even more effective.
6-4. CNB getting all the space they want.
Look at their positioning on bottom, just setting up a trap for anyone who wants to defend.
Yep. And they're going to continue to keep the pressure up. There's going to be the rotating his way over. He's going to be in. Yep. A lot of trouble. Cold snapped immediately. There's the hook, just to guarantee the kill. Even had Keeper of the Light with the artillery down in the river, ready to clean up shop. But I feel like all the momentum in the world right now is with CNB, and I think that's kind of surprising. You would think that their lineup would just feel a little bit weaker at this stage of the game, but truth of the matter is they're just outmaneuvering and honestly outthinking NoEarth at this point. I feel like they're just making much better decisions. And in mid, looks like I thought everyone was just going to back off. No, mass TPs, and Relic going to be caught with the Demonic Purge. He's slowed down, and he got caught out by... did get caught out, I should say. The Moonlight Shadow prevented him from the big middle finger right in King RD's face. He's got the mech to heal away that damage, but Moonlight Shadow enough to secure their retreat. And this is kind of what I was talking about. That's a free tier 2, all things considered for CNB, and then they pull back in time to save their own tier 1. They've only lost 2 towers at this stage of the game.
Relic's playing a little strangely on the Mirana. It's a lot different than, let's say, Mason's Mirana. He contributes to a lot of kills and gets a lot of farm at the same time, and we're not really doing either. Not terribly farmed, and he hasn't been able to set up Moonlight Shadow ganks, and I think that's the strength of the hero. It's not really Arrow. I think Arrow is their second best skill. Moonlight Shadow is really where it's at, and granted, CNB has been pretty vigilant with the Sentry Wars around the map. They still should be able to pick off someone here and there, and this is before Naga Siren. Now it is up and online, 18 minutes in. Pretty good timing, consider how often Chen and Lion were in the opponent's jungle.
I think that's actually phenomenal timing. The fact that that lane matchup was horrendous for her. And not only that, I mean, left one-on-one versus TA was going to be problematic. But like you said, they were constantly rotating Goody, the Lion, into lane to try and harass her. They almost killed her a couple of times, and 18-minute Radiance is not bad at all.
King RD smoked up, reps around, get Goody.
He caught in the cogs, there's the arrow. That's going to help turn around a little bit. Sunstrike is there, there's a damage there. They come in and are able to clean it up as Goody manages to survive using Hand of God. The fact has mech available in just a couple of seconds as well, so NoEarth able to dodge a bullet there and get the kill on the Clockwork. Aegis, only about 3 minutes now left until it expires.
That was kind of cool. The 2 heroes, one blinked in, one leapt into the cog, so they would split the Sunstrike damage. I'm not actually sure if they planned that, but that's what ended up happening. But still, Naga Siren, 0 deaths. That's not what you want to see if you're on Earth.
No. And we can see the gold difference is actually sitting at dead 0. And I think that's a huge win for CNB to be coming up on 20 minutes and you've lost no ground whatsoever in terms of gold. And You're fairly close to even in terms of experience, but that's going to begin to get out of hand very quickly. I mean, No Earth does have the Midas up, as you mentioned, so that's going to be a concern. But just given how quickly this Naga Siren is going to be able to farm with the Radiance up now, with Mirror Image, and of course just being able to keep the lanes constantly pushed, that's really a big detriment to a Chin in particular. Chin's not a hero who does particularly well when he's bottled up on his own side of the map. He wants to be moved across the road, wants to have map control in his favor. And the Naga illusions alone make that much more difficult.
I think they should have taken out this mid tower much earlier. It's too late if it's going to go down after a Naga Radiance. But you got to take it on sometime if you want to win the game. And looks like that will be now. So, yes, Naga Siren. Radiance carries are generally very good versus the TA2. And Mirana is probably your worst number one position that people actually run very often in terms of actually being able to carry with due to item scaling. So I'm very worried for Banner. We might be looking at a relatively longish game because Banner's are trying to outfarm with the misses, but I think if this continues as it's going to go, CNB will win this barring huge mistakes.
Boots of Travel, also done on the Naga Siren, so her farm is kicking in hard. She is up to level 11. Up at top, we're going to see the cogs drop, but looks like there wasn't going to be a whole lot of follow-up there to begin with. And right now, you can see No Earth just the way they're playing. They're playing grouped as 3 and 4 a lot. You're not seeing them break up a lot. You're not seeing them spread the map all that much. Bricks does have that BKB done and a Mithril Hammer done on what one would imagine will be a Desolator pickup up next. But 20 minutes in, CNB definitely looking like they're in the best position of anyone. Roche should be respawning before too terribly long. But for now, the onus, I feel, has to be on No Earth. They have to start getting more out of their Timber and out of their Chin in particular. They really have to start making TA feel useful.
I feel like they're in a really bad position because you generally, with the team with the Aegis, is supposed to be playing up. And they can't really take any good fights. Oh, actually, speaking of that.
Yep, Ned going to be netted down. There's the arrow that's off the mark. Relic's right there to help out, and yeah, they're going to have more than enough damage to bring him down. Problem is, up the top, we see the push is on. He's just going to be reclaimed as we speak. And they're going to be able to get a fair amount of damage done to the tower, or at least force the TPs. Yeah, they're just going to send one back. That'll be Bricks going to take that copious amount of farm. But all over the place, CNB, I feel like, is just real. Oh, they go. On to Relic, has the ensnare at the ready. And prepping for it. And there we go. Cold Snap there as well, and actually didn't throw the ensnare out. Instead, Riptide. And behind that, enough reinforcements, enough to abate the pressure just a bit. So could have been a big opportunity. There's going to be an arrow that hits on King RD in mid. The damage. So Clock takes another tumble. And he actually did go for a straight-up blade mail after his mechanism, so Scepter feeling very far away from him.
The bottom tower is almost dead. It's at 500 HP out of 1600, and we've been talking about the Naga Siren a lot, but Invoker has just been park bottom the whole entire game. Midas, Necro 3, and 3,000 gold in 22 minutes, so the problems keep mounting for Ban Earth. I don't even know if they have enough map control to take out the second Roshan.
Yeah, and just think about how completely non-influential the Chin pick has been. And so much of that, again, has to do with map control. I mean, he's not a hero who TP reacts to fights. I mean, he has to roam on the... being a part of early carving of the map and trying to get picks that way. And we saw them attempt it. It just didn't really go their way, and now he's beginning to feel like kind of like a walking risk creep. I mean, it's just really problematic, especially, as you said, the Naga Siren's push potential is there, and the Invoker... top of the net worth chart right now.
Experience lead still going to Banner. I think most of that is due to the double Midas gold lead actually going in favor of CNB for one of the first times this game. And yeah, I mean, what are they even going to do versus Invoker with Necrobook? TA can't really go up on that, maybe with a BKB, but still, they do have a lot of physical damage coming out too for Necrobook, potentially for like an Alack. Invoker, he has Force Staff too if he wants to kite, and no one's going to have a real easy time. Maybe if Lion gets a Blink Dagger, he actually does have a Blink Dagger, they're going to smoke out the back of that. Maybe they can get a kill. Bricks and kill some stuff.
And here we go, King RD going to be spotted. Dave's right there with him.
That's the wrong hero to initiate on.
Yep, looks like he held back on it. There's the blink on the Timber showing itself. Chakram going to be thrown out, caught King RD, there's a net to follow, and blown to pieces, just completely evaporates through all that damage. And Baga just going to go ahead and TP back house. Not wanting to take any chances. Look at bottom, though. Look at being pushed. The Naga Siren is there with the DD. Now going to use the song. Doesn't have a TP. And not, yep, just going to go ahead and hang for the moment. Yeah, sending the illusions back up and being very, very safe. All being recalled by the Keeper of the Light. That makes sense.
Yeah, and that's just the power you see. Any open lane, BOT, sleep recall will almost always save you. It is only level 1 recall right now. 5 seconds, but sleep long enough duration at 7. So now Banner getting split push. They don't actually have the T3 tower on bottom either, so that's really bad for them. You want your tower down. Naga gets a big item. I mean, she has Radiance and boost travel, but that's only the beginning. No Manta yet, no Heart, no Butterfly, and yikes. I don't think Banner really has a good game plan versus what CNB has to offer.
I feel like NoEarth was really schizophrenic in what they were trying to do. I mean, you pick the TA, and you mentioned that very often they like to run it as more of a farmer as opposed to an early ganker, and that's fine if you want to do that. But then you pick heroes like Chen and Arana who do want to gank early on, and they tried and then they failed at that. Then you go double Midas, so you put yourself in this position where the lineup based on innate abilities and innate composition should be excelling at one type of gameplay, while your item build and your failure to execute early on forces you into another type. Whereas CNB seems to be pretty happy with everything that's gone their way. They just want to farm the damn Siren, and they've done that, and they've certainly farmed the Invoker as well. And right now, I just don't know the Earth's ever going to sniff the other side of the river. They're going to be tucked back defending towers and Raxes for the foreseeable future.
Cogs, Coddle Gem. So say hello to Free Vision, say goodbye to your TA traps.
Yep.
And, I mean, he just these ganks coming from a mile away now. Unless they get like a smoke into a blink initiate from Nave or somebody else, I don't think this gem's going anywhere anytime soon. Naga Siren, double rune up, regen on her right now. Now bottled an Invis rune, and Banner slowly but surely losing map control. They can't really venture forth past the river right now. And Relic, he has a Maelstrom, but that's a little consolation for the Naga picking up a Manta already.
Yep.
242 CS, 26 minutes in. That is scary.
Yeah, that is legit. And a lot of it, again, I think comes down to TA. Like, she hasn't felt that influential this. I mean, we've seen some battles, and we've seen some kill talent and all that, but for the most part, with a Chin and a TA on your team, especially with Arana to go with it, you'd expect to see these. You'd expect NoEarth to, if going to be in a good position, to at least be leading in kills and have some kind of a lead early on. Whereas CNB, again, we're still just 26 minutes in, and this game is a game that CNB will be happy to take a win now, but they'll certainly have no problem doubling that timer and taking it to 50, 60 minutes if they want, because they're just going to have the advantage there. So, Yags up. Keeper of the Light, that's a lot of fun to see. And like you said, with the gem, makes pretty troublesome. Now at top, got an engagement on the Bricks. Bricks has to BKB. Is it going to matter? Yo, they managed to get it. So he's down for 60 seconds. And that's at least 2 BKB charges I've seen him use just to teleport away now.
Yeah, the TA pick is caught and fallen flat because they can't really do anything. The lanes are always pushed out. They have no good heroes to scout out ganks. They have a caller on the opposite team so that Banner can't really push. They have Shadow Demon just in case someone gets out of pickle and gets hexed up, and the Mel debuff. So, I mean, CNB, their track just counters Banner in almost all aspects.
In mid, Tavo getting a little brave. It's the finger, and will end up dying as Relic was there to help counter initiate. Goody makes it away with very little health. There's a flare that comes up just a bit short. Don't know that it would have killed him either way, but okay, so you get a kill. You end up trading TA for Invoker, but you also lose towers, and you lose more map control. You don't have a single outer tier tower remaining now if you're NoEarth, and you've got Naked Rax in bottom with Invoker and the Naga Siren, both in a position to be anywhere they want. Oh, and by the way, Keeper of the Light who can recall people at will. So, yeah, this is beginning, and I think that's going to be a trend that we're going to see for the foreseeable future as well, with the gold game continuing to go heavily in CNB's favor. Yep, Relic at bottom, going one-on-one with King RD. He's got some help from Chin, uses the Moonlight Shadow as well. And with a little bit of help from Chen, Test the Fate brings him down. Ed came in to try to help, and he got netted behind it. There's a defensive disruption as the Illuminate goes off. Naga Siren there with the Dong, and it looks like she just wants to disengage now. A little indecisive. The pipe completed on NoEarth certainly helps them deal with the Naga Siren and her Radiance a little bit more. And wow, Nave chased him all the way down and was basically by himself, but not going to be punished for it. There's an arrow shot, Chin, sending the Mirana back to the Heezy. And let's see if they want to maybe try to take a run at Roshan. It's 13 seconds. Yep, there's the Desolator from Bricks coming into play. This Roche should drop very quickly.
To be honest, Roche is fairly irrelevant at this point, though. I don't think 2 lives on Bricks will really matter that much.
Goody, trapped by his own illusions. Oh, did he make it? Yes, he did.
Base judgment.
Right back at the base. The Shadow Poison that he was stacking brought him down.
They know that Roshan's being taken down. It has about 100 HP. Oh.
There it goes. Now let's see if they want to come in and try to punish them for it. Illuminate's there, and Tavo leading the way. Arrow off the mark, missed all the targets. Bricks being pursued up to the high ground, uses a refraction that'll buy him a little bit of time, but not a ton. Now it's down, and yep, nothing but Radiance burn.
He's dead twice.
Enough to bring him down. Yeah. Ice wall down preemptively. Bricks once again has to BKB to run away, and then it's not going to matter. And Snare goes through Magic Unity, locks him down, brings him down. Disruption's there as well. Now Knave feeds on top of him, and yeah, here comes. That's a triple kill. That's a hat trick for Tavo.
Yeah.
As that was definitely a case of save your buddy, no man left behind syndrome. He was dead, and they just fed a few more just for the S's and G's of it.
If they can't secure Roshan safely, there goes an important aspect of their lineup. That's, I mean, I wouldn't say it's like the most important thing about the lineup, but it's definitely one that they rely on having as the H's advantage, and now the Rack's already being taken down, so this will probably be 2 exposed Racks. Bricks does have a buyback available, and if he doesn't, I think they're going to take catastrophic base damage.
Yep. Here we go. Arrow actually hit a creep. Thought they might want to try to engage, maybe mass buyback off of it if it did connect. He's continuing to hang. They are almost certainly going to lose at least one set of Racks here, and there's a little bit of damage being enough to force them out. Now Baga could be in trouble. Force Staff gets him to safety. There's going to be another song.
Oh man.
Not a lot of mana.
13 HP.
Not a lot of mana. There's the hook though. And the cogs go down. Mech used. Doesn't matter. Goody brought down. Here comes the Timbersaw to help try to clean up. Buyback from Relic as well. Tavo next on the list. Going to be left upon. And click should be enough to clean him up. No. Actually almost able to make it away, but not quite, as they're able to pursue him out. So that's actually not all that bad for NoES. They keep both Racks up. Cost them a couple buybacks, but they do manage to bring 4 down in the process. So the game extends at the very least. But this is a big problem with what we're talking about. Every fight is taking place close to their tier 3s into their Racks, which means even if you win a big fight like this, you just really don't have time to get down map and make something happen so far as taking towers of your own.
They can't really push any lanes, looks like. Baga accidentally says the Roshan timer in chat.
Yep. You'll have that from time to
Common
time.
mistake. But as of right now, Banner is just living on borrowed time as it stands. They may win a fight here and there, but still the overall problem of TA and Mirana not being able to outcarry a Naga Siren is still going to be there. Combine that with Coddle. Oh, Coddle. Speaking of Coddle, just get arrowed. She does have a Ghost Scepter. They can't do anything for his Ghost Scepter really besides Inger. And Invoker, it looks like he's going for an AC, maybe a Shiva's. Doesn't want a plate mail versus that Desolator TA, and I mean, Necro 3, the pushing potential is just too strong. He's already pushing the Racks again, getting a lot of damage on his range Racks. Oh, he actually canceled the mana drain. It didn't kill the illusion before it finished draining. Might actually cost him the Racks.
Yeah, and here comes Timber to try to help things out. A lot of damage being done. Those are some tanky loose. Sunstrike on the mark. Long range artillery. Brings him down. This has been a tough game for Nave, man. It has seemed like he has just been out of sorts, to put it mildly. Arrow, yep, actually does connect on Ned. That's a long-range arrow. They're going to have time to jump him. And that right click beginning to kick in. He's going to make a run for it, but using the Ghost Scepter to buy himself some time. And it looks like Relic, not wanting to engage into the dark, walks away without a kill, but with some damage done. So for the moment, even though they're a little banged up, all the Racks are still standing. 2 sets are naked, and it looks like CNB ready to go back on the offensive.
They can just siege it with illusions, with Force Spears, and this range Rack is certainly going to go down. As far as the other lanes, Naga Siren looks like she's trying to pressure them out. Looks like a Shiva's on Invoker rather than the AC. Ton of armor.
Yep.
15 armor is very, very good. Pretty much negates the Desolator in the meld.
Arrow shot, arrow miss, as CNB Naga Siren out front. She's level 16 too, by the way, which means the cooldown on Song is ridiculously low. And this just feels borderline hopeless. Like, again, this is the position they're going to be in. And unless they just, like, mass bots or something like that, they're never going to be able to get downfield in time to make something happen, even if they do win a fight. And really, they've only got about one more fight left in them. They lose the next engagement, they're going to lose so much for it. It's basically going to be GG. I mean, it's basically a hope and a prayer at the moment. But they're hanging as long as they can. I mean, what's the best case scenario you think for Ban Earth right now, or for No Earth?
CNB throws.
Well, how? That's the thing.
They
like,
push and overextend. They like waste Song with a Siren, and then they don't lock down TA with a net during BKB, or they let Mirana go to town. She is actually very farmed right now. She's number 3 in terms of CS, in terms of net worth. She is number 4, but she is range hero. That's one full range, not fake range like Templar Assassin. So that is one advantage that she has over the Naga Siren and the TA, and she has almost straight damage post Midas, or even Midas gives her damage, but Drums, Chrysalis, Mjolnir, Phase Boost, so not utility in the Manta style, but she does hit very, very hard and very, very quickly.
As we can see, just to drive the point home, the warding very aggressive even out of CNB, as they have wards placed everywhere and really just want No Earth to feel completely insecure everywhere on the map. And so far that's been the truth, and we can see, I mean, just look at their spread. It's all 5 spread out in one big marching death line as they tried to funnel No Earth into a bad position and maybe just get an individual catch. But I think CNB is playing this just right. They're playing it very patiently.
Yep, they just need to wait for Ban Earth to overextend, or even if they clump up as 5, they can just sleep and push another lane with illusions, and they just need to limit them to this area right here. Oh, he just drew it, actually. I don't know why he just drew it, but he pretty much just drew the exact line I was going to draw. That's pretty much what they're confined to, and CNB, they have roaching control. They just need to keep doing this, not take pick off, just do constant chip damage to the range racks, to the T3 towers, and then secure Roshan, and then perhaps make a death push with Naga Siren Butterfly. I think that's the ideal timing for them, because I doubt that Murata will complete an MKB by then.
And at bottom, we can see King RD trying to get into the mix. There's going to be a Sunstrike on the way. That'll secure a kill. King RD going to end up being the return kill, but that's 90 seconds down from Mirana. Now,
Great trade for them.
They had already lost their top range racks, by the way. It fell to nothing but Naga illusions. Now just one rack still standing. They used their glyph, and this is problematic. As you said, she is accounting for so much of No Earth's battle potential. Now they're just going to rush this. Brick's in trouble, has refraction pop. Now he's used the BKB, but it's not going to last very long. He had to use so many charges early in the game that really, I mean, it's on cooldown now, but what can they do? This is a one fight, and they're continuing to play very, very patiently, using just illusion. And making sure they don't find themselves in a bad position.
I don't think they have to play this patiently. They did buy back on King RD, and TA's BKB is down, so if they really get in a pickle, they can sleep with Naga Siren, but no one's really going to do that much damage because Naga Siren does have a Heart of Tarrasque right now. Mirana does have buyback down. She's still down for 40 seconds, and I'm surprised that they're not making a move for T3. I think they can at least get that down to a 3rd HP, maybe even kill it if they're lucky. Probably not kill it, but that's still good damage that you don't have to do later. But range racks will fall on the bottom lane as well, so now only 3 racks left from Ban Earth.
Yeah, I think that's generally the game plan. It's just saying, you know, we could end the game right now, or we could play patient for another 5 minutes and guarantee that we give them no chance to capitalize on mistakes. And wow, Brick's out by himself, caught with the Demonic Purge. They have the damage. Shivas is there as well. Chin's there to help get him home, and will be able to send it back to the well in time. Sunstrike dodged by Bricks as he anticipated it would be following very shortly after his landing back in the base.
Check the Roshan timer. It's about to be 8 minutes. Let's see what it is. Wow, instantaneous. Are you kidding? That was, I think, literally 8 minutes on the dot.
Yep, they're going to be checking it soon.
Wow, that's unlucky for Ban Earth.
I don't think it would have mattered.
Yeah, I don't think it would have mattered either, but I think a better Roshan respawn is better than late.
Yeah.
And I think that's a cheese too? Yeah. So that's unlucky.
Yeah, they know he's up.
And there's smoke to it too. Bricks wants to try and sneak it in, which is a smart play. And they can delay the game. I don't know if it'll actually help them win, but it will delay the game if they do get it.
Engagement in the pit. We got 2 caught out. There we go. King RD was hanging out down there and got spotted by Bricks and Nave. However, that means the jig's up. They
Look
knew.
at the mid rack or the bottom racks.
Yeah.
The mid T3, they're getting just sieged by Naga illusions, and on top of that, there's Manta illusion in the top lane. So, well, good luck trying to do Roshan with constant Naga pressure.
Yep, and nice pick, I guess. He's down for 50, but yeah, this is going to be a free Roshan now. And Talbot can do it by himself, just with the book creeps.
They would much rather not have Clockwork there, because then they would have just done Roshan in like 15 seconds.
Yep. And Roche down to about half health, but looks like No Earth running out of time here in our second game from the main studio here at the North American Coverage Hub. Make sure you check us out, twitch.tv/TI4NA and or /team/TI4NA. As this one looks like it's coming down to the close.
Don't forget the cheese, guys.
Yep.
Don't forget, don't just leave what?
Got to get some om-noms, man. Just leave it. Here you go.
Just sell it if you want. 500 gold.
Yeah, they sold the Midas.
I think it's 500 gold. Is it?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't think I've ever sold cheese.
I think it's 500. It's only for the rich. If you sell the cheese, you're probably in a pretty good position. Who needs 2,000 HP?
Exactly. And CNB looking like
500 HP. Just kidding.
look like they're ready to put a cherry on it as they're grouped as 5 and now pushing in the pressure, basically feeling insurmountable. Oh, big combo onto Relic.
Whoa, Tavo.
Going ham, and now 40R eating some damage, but even he's just feeling so tanky now with the hard done and armor, 22 armor.
That was a sick combo coming out from Roger, by the way.
Disruption as they look to run uphill. There's going to be Song. And Moonlight Shadows there. Yeah, just buying time. Like, they don't have to fight if they don't want to. Bottom racks will drop in the meantime, and yeah, now they fall back to regroup. Mid, all that's left standing now. So far as buildings are going to go ahead and try to engage. Goody in a lot of trouble, burning very quickly, uses Hand of God. And now 40R actually eating a lot of damage as well. We'll have the Aegis popped off of him. Ready to re-engage now as Tavo decides to go chasing Deep Fried Egg Roll in some trouble. Going to use the Timber Chain to try to get to safety. Wasn't snared though. Blinding Light there to help things out. Manta used, and Goody going to end up dying to a combination of damage. Looked like it was Tavo who secured that kill. This is going to be the tower diving segment, or the well diving segment of our program, as they all have to scurry back. And GG gonna be called. CNB it takes the win, and I can't remember who it was, but someone anticipated No Earth would be at the very bottom of the standings. They want to make that anything but a reality. They're gonna have to turn it around, looking ahead to the rest of their matches here today, as they now sit at 0-2.
Very decent draft coming out from CNB. I think if Ban Earth had better late game, they could have won it, but CNB with the Naga Siren is their trump card to almost everything that Ban Earth had to throw at them. Trump card versus BKB, trump card at late game even versus a TA and a Murano.